Hi, this is Joe again with another review. But since it's the holiday season, I decided to do a series of reviews on various holiday or Christmas shows. I won't be taking them in order. Not really in order, but no particular order. And I like to start with, or at least my series of shows, on talking about specific shows that are underrated. And not only underrated, but hasn't seen the light of day in at least 20 to 25 years. And one of them, at least one I'm going to be discussing in this video, is the 1978 special Christmas Eve on Sesame Street. I know that there have been other reviewers who've done a review on this particular show, but I'm going to discuss that this particular show hasn't aired on television, I think since maybe since 85 or 86 at the latest. And because of the fact that kids today who are Sesame Street age are not going to relate to this show very much. Because of the simple fact is there's no Elmo, there's no Abacadabby, there's no the humans who are on Sesame Street today. The majority of them were either A, not alive then, or B, not cast when the show originally aired back in 1978. I used to watch this for years, even after I stopped being Sesame Street age. Every time when it was on during the early mid 80s, I would watch it because it was that good of a show. And not only some of the cast members who are there now weren't on the show then, but there was a couple of cast members who are on this particular show have died since then. Most notably, the guy who played Mr. Hooper died in 1980. I think it was like 82 or 83, and I already stopped for a couple of years of watching Sesame Street at the time that he died. And the one who played Olivia, who was Lauren's sister, I found out she died like 5 years ago, 5-6 years ago. Well, the basic story, I think also another person died on this show, the guy who, when you see particularly after the opening sequence with the ice game, when the Muppets on Ice sequence, there was a guy who was like a fruit seller and was selling like a little portable fruit stand, and he used to push it on Sesame Street back then. I think he died as well. I'm not 100% sure on that. Well, anyway, the basic story of Christmas Eve on Sesame Street is they had the big opening sequence with the Muppets on Ice, which of course they used to perform like either Radio City or Madison Square Garden here in New York, or various arenas across the country, with human beings inside the Muppet suits. The Muppets in full costumes, and you could see the skate. Naturally, of course, ice skates on their feet. Because there's one particular scene where Ernie, the cow, and Cookie Monster, and the cow all using Bert's shoe as a hockey puck, and of course Bert doesn't have one shoe on, but you can tell on the bottom of Bert's exposed foot there's a if you look close, there is a ice skating blade on the bottom of his foot, so it's not really, the illusion is kind of ruined because they focus on the foot. Anyway, the main story was that during the skating play, Oscar asks Big Bird, if Santa Claus is so fat, how can he get into those skinny little chimneys? Because the chimneys are like so big, and how can Santa Claus, who's fatter than I am, get into those chimneys? And if he can't, and if Big Bird can't figure it out, then nobody will get any presents on Christmas morning. That's basically the whole, the main plot, and there are other subplots on this thing. But that was like the main story. But the other subplots are pretty good. One is like a typical plot device you see in almost every other Christmas themed episode, either on a regular television show or movie. And that was Bert and Ernie, they know what to get each other for Christmas. And so, Ernie traded his rubber ducky for a cigar box for Bert so he can put his paperclip collection in it. And Bert decides to give Mr. Hooper his paperclip collection for a soap dish for Ernie's famous trademark rubber ducky. So you had that little subplot, which is alright. And then you had another subplot which is the funniest one of the subplots, and that was with Cookie Monster writing a letter to Santa Claus. So he has a pencil and a pad of paper to write a letter to Santa Claus, and he eats the pencil. And another thing is he's typing a letter and he eats the typewriter. And then, of course, later on, he tried to make a call to Santa Claus and he eats the phone. So you had those scenes. And then, of course, later on, Cookie Monster tells Goran what happened. And Goran says, oh, it might be nice to get something for Santa Claus, since he does so much for everybody. Maybe you should get him a gift too. He said, oh, that's a good idea. Maybe we should give him a necktie or something. He goes, yeah, that's a good idea. But most people give him, he says, what? They said, cookies. Because actually Cookie Monster goes nuts, because he was obsessed with cookies. And that was the politically correct Cookie Monster. Before they changed them so oh, don't go crazy with the cookies or sometimes snack. Yeah, now. And by the way, Bert and Ernie are not gay. Alright, they're not homosexual puppets, because they don't have the anatomy to have Muppet sex. Alright? So they're not gay puppets. That's because they live in the same apartment together for 40 years. Who cares? You can say the same thing with Gilligan's Island, or Skipper and Gilligan gay. Come on. So of course the main plot, of course they go back and forth to the main plot with Big Bird's trying to figure out how Santa Claus goes on the chimney, and of course they had Grover, they had Kermit asking kids, various kids, who, how Santa Claus gets on the chimney. Of course, naturally everybody gives up various answers, all the kids give different answers. So of course, to find out for himself, Big Bird goes up on the roof of Susan's and Glenn's building to find out how he gets into the chimney. And of course, eventually, he falls asleep. Of course, people will look back for him. There's this cute little girl named Patty who went back, and of course, there's one disturbing scene where Patty is in Big Bird's nest with Big Bird snuggling up with him in the nest. Of course, actually nowadays people will make a stink thinking Big Bird's a child molester nowadays. I mean, that's how stupid parents are today. Anyway, the little girl goes back to check on Big Bird and notice he was gone. So the whole cast of characters and the human beings are all looking for Big Bird, and he's up on the roof. Nobody ever thought of checking the roof of Susan Goran's building. Nobody has a brain enough to figure out, check the roof. So he's on the roof, and Big Bird ends up falling asleep, and he hears, the sled landing on the roof, and then you hear the jingle bells, and you see the shadow of Santa Claus, and that's when Big Bird wakes up. I thought I heard something, but there's no footprint. There's not any footprints in the snow. I said, what a dream I had. And he decides to go back down to Susan's and Goran's apartment to warm up a little bit. They go back up on the roof. And as soon as he gets into the apartment, they had, all the apartment is decorated. They haven't, Susan and Goran didn't decorate the apartment yet. And it's all decorated. They got all the presents for everybody, for the whole cast of characters on Sesame Street. They got everything. And Big Bird trying to figure out, how did he do it? you know. And then of course everything was settled. And then Oscar says to him, "Hey, big canary, I'm sorry for what I said." And he says, "Oh yeah, I have a question to ask for you." I said, "Oh sure, what? How does the Easter Bunny deliver all those eggs in one night?" I said, and of course Greenwood goes nuts again, and they yelled at Oscar for saying that. But as a special, it is a full 1 hour show, because it wasn't PBS, so it's not, you know, like Rudolph, for example, which is also an hour show. It cut down without the commercials about like 50 or 51 minutes. This sucker is a full 1 hour show, and it is enjoyable for the kids, even though it doesn't have, you know, 3 years of characters who are there on the show or since passed away. Like you said, Mr. Hooper died in about 82, 83. There's another guy named David who took over Hooper's store after Mr. Hooper died. A couple years later, he died of a heart attack. And of course, like I said earlier, that who was the guy when he played Olivia, Gordon's sister, also died. So you have three humans who are not there anymore. Plus, you also see, you know, like the main Muppets that were there. You know, it's obviously at the beginning, like early in Bert, you had the cow in there. You know, Grover. You know, you also have Kermit for 2 scenes. And of course, at that particular time, you also had Kermit on the Muppet Show. Because Jim Henson's Productions, Children's Television Workshop, whatever Children's Television Workshop, but Jim Henson's Productions already was making episodes of the Muppet Show. So, and that's how you see Kermit on both shows. You see Kermit in the morning or the afternoon, depending what time your Sesame Street was on, and you see him at night. So you see Kermit in those 2 scenes makes it even more of a classic. And also the songs in here were pretty good. You had 2 classic Christmas songs on this episode. I'm talking about ones that are constantly being played on your radios. And here on Light FM 106.7 here in New York, so we're already playing Christmas music. Because I know I'm taking this on Monday, but this past Friday, I already started playing Christmas music. More than a month of Christmas music, 24 hours straight, which is another issue for another day. But you know, 2 classic Christmas songs, and there's Feliz Navidad by Jose Feliciano, and the other song is of course Wish You a Very Feliz Navidad and Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, which of course is from the classic Broadway show and movie Me and St. Louis. Of course, in the movie version, Judy Garland originally performed the song on the movie. So there's 2 songs, 2 original classic Christmas songs was put into this show. And I didn't even know that Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas was a song from the movie. I thought it was made for this show. But the ones that have been made for this show is a True Blue Miracle, which is not too bad. I Keep Christmas With You All Through the Year, and of course an Oscar song, I Hate Christmas. Those are the 3 songs made originally for this special. Like I said, the special is very, very good, and it also does have like most Christmas shows, a very depressing ending. But as for the show itself, it's very good for kids, no matter how old you are. If you happen to be my age and actually remember this show, it brings back some great nostalgia. And I think, like I said earlier, the kids today, they won't relate to it because there's no Elmo, right? And no Abacadabby, no computers, no quick cuts like you have on Sesame Street today. And the segments are a little bit longer. Not as long as, let's say, Elmo's World, or Elmo's World takes up about like 25 minutes on the show today. So they haven't to see, let's see how much different Sesame Street is today compared to when I was a kid, trying to compare it. And the segments in there are just too long for me. I remember segments when I was a kid, and the segments, I think lasted like 10 minutes. It was a lot. and that's like in the 70s. And now it's like 20 or 25 minute segments, like half the show. It's like with Elmo, it's like half the show, more than half the show, but not on the Sesame Street of the 70s. It wasn't like that. They scram as much segments as they can within an hour show. So not here. So if you happen to catch the DVD of this or Blu-ray, and I don't know if it's on Blu-ray, but it's definitely on DVD, which is what this is. Please catch it if you can, and let your kids watch it and enjoy it. And it's good for kids of any age, no matter how old you are. So that's my review of Christmas Eve at Sesame Street. And maybe next time I do a review of another forgotten and underrated Christmas special. And we're probably going to be doing Christmas specials for a while. Maybe like for the next few videos. Thank you for watching. Please like my videos and view them and share them on your Facebook page, because I want to get as many views as I can. Because my last review I still only have one view on. So please, watch my reviews, and thank you for watching. Catch you next time.